Hello everybody, Matt here on the Planet, and today we're taking a look at the Vaporfly Next% 2. So this is the new Next% 2 that's just dropped. In comparison, we've got the Vaporfly Next% 1 here, and between the two, there's very little changes. As we can see, looking at the soles on the shoes, there's very little difference at all. It's just colour changes. It's exactly the same undersole. The only main difference is the changes to the upper. So if you can see there, the Vaporweave material on the old Next%, on the Next% 2 now, it's an engineered mesh material. So, and after trying them both on, I've noticed that there's a slight difference in the size fit. I would say there's probably going to be a little bit more give over time in this material. Though it's quite rigid and it will give over time, I think. Definitely more breathable, a lot more air holes in that. But it's actually a material that feels much better on top of your foot. The lacing system's still the same, although they'll put different laces in there. One of the main differences I see between the two types of material, the Vaporweave material, as it fits really, really tight on the foot. There's probably only like 1 millimetre or 2 millimetres difference in the two types of material. This kind of material feels to me like if you were to catch it with a small cut, a knife or a twig or a branch or something that just punches straight through, with the force that's generated by your foot, I think you would quite easily put a tear in that could shoot quite a long way along the shoe. But with the Vaporweave, I think you'd end up with just a hole, and just in like a puncture hole in that area where, say, the branch or whatever went through it. So in that respect, I think I would prefer this shoe over that shoe. The weight of the shoe has gone up. This is a UK size 8, US 9. So the weight of the shoe has gone up by only 4 grams. I'll put it on the scales there as well, so you can have a look. Four grams is virtually nothing on a 200 gram shoe. So you're not at this size of shoe, you're not going to notice any difference in that at all. The original Vaporfly was 188 grams. There's a little bit of mud on the bottom of that shoe, and you can see that's where I've actually used it. But this shoe's only got 12 kilometers on it. There's very little on there. I can't see that making a difference or a big difference at all. This one is 192 grams. So 6.6 ounces versus 6.8 ounces for those of you who use the ounces. So I'm not sure why they've put ribbed laces on, but for me these laces feel a little bit less quality. They've got kind of like a checkered flag on there and a Nike logo on the other end. Just a bit of styling and branding. From the price point of view, the price has come down by £30. So the original was 240. It's still available in different colours. And this one is £209.99. So there's a £30 difference in pounds. So you're looking at about a 10 to 15%, about 13% price reduction in that, which is great. But obviously, without changing the midsole, they've only changed the upper in terms of the design of this. So that when this was first released, the first edition, in that one, they need to recoup the engineering costs to design that shoe. So they've obviously saved on that, and it's a good move by Nike to actually pass that saving back onto the consumer. So well done, Nike, thanks for that. So in terms of fit, I did say that it feels like this is slightly bigger. And when you look at the camera shot that I've got there, the next percent one feels like it's for my foot and my fit. I mean, I always tend to wear a smaller, a tighter fitting shoe anywhere, but you can see how it's really tight on here, and there's probably a few millimeters more give in the new one, and like I say, that will probably stretch a little bit more, but I wouldn't be concerned about that stretching over time a little slightly, because there's so much space between the laces, that the laces will pull that, you'll be able to pull that back with the lacing, so there shouldn't be any issue there. So in terms of performance, when you're walking around in this and this, okay, this one feels a little bit tighter on foot, but other than that, I would say there's virtually no difference at all in the shoe. There's no feel difference at all. It's as it was. It's as bouncy as it was before. Of course, I've only put 12 kilometers on this shoe, so the comparison between that and the new one should be quite fair. I'll be taking these shoes to the track for my next interval session, so I'll be doing a comparison between the two. Of course, I don't expect to be much difference in it, but if there is, we'll find out, and we'll let you know. So that video is coming up soon. I think for me, I'll be more interested to see how either of these shoes, I expect them to perform pretty much the same in terms of times I'm going to get. But in my kilometre repeats, I mean, even the 400 repeats that I've been doing recently, I've been doing different shoes. I've never had a chance to actually use these shoes. I was keeping this one aside and not actually doing much training, or not doing any training at all, other than for the next marathon race. But as I keep getting cancelled, getting pushed back, and now the next percent, and now I've actually got my hands on the next percent too. I'm really looking forward to actually using one of them or both of them a little bit more in training, probably this one doing a lot more training, and it would be interesting to see how they perform in terms of times against the other shoes. I've been using the Rocket X, I've been using the Nike Zoom Fly 3, Saucony Endorphin Shift, Saucony Endorphin Speed. So it'll be interesting to see how they compare against those shoes in terms of times. Yeah, so that was just my quick review on this before I take them to the track. Interested in seeing that video, hit the subscribe button and you'll get notified when that video is available. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up, and if you've got any questions or comments, by all means drop them in the comment section. As my final thoughts, I think they've done a really good job. They haven't changed what works on the shoe, which is the sole, the carbon fibre plate. They've kept all that the same, and they've improved on the upper and made it cheaper, so I think it's a win-win for all the consumers and anybody who's interested in racing or buying this shoe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time at the track.